Anyone else got anything to talk about golf-wise, or should we get into the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open?
Get into it. We've got some of the big boys back this week, which makes it a bit more fun.
Yeah. Paul, do you want to give us your rundown of the course and the tournament?
Yeah, the TPC, we're at TPC Summerlin's, Las Vegas, Nevada, for the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. And it moved to Summerlin back in 2008, I think. And it's a really, really easy tournament. They shoot low here. The only defense the course really has is the wind. And I think over the last 10, 15 years, it's only got up once during that time. So lots of birdies on offer here. It's a par 71, just a tick over 7,250 yards. As I said, a number of 60s have been shot here. If you're looking for a stat, you think putting would come into it, and it comes into it a certain amount, but strokes gained tee to green is a big stat. So although the rough isn't crazy, you do want to find the fairways, and the fairways are fairly large, so you can be slightly wayward off the tee because it is quite a forgiving course. But if you do find yourself off the short stuff, you can get into a bit of trouble. But yeah, the scores over the last few years have been ridiculous. I think they've been around 24 under, 22 under. So there's a few birdies to be made, a few.
Yeah, I think like you say, you can't really get in a lot of trouble. Maybe people see that as it being a bomber's paradise, but I think from what I've read and uncovered that, they're at altitude, the air's a bit thinner, the course will be firm, so even the guys that don't hit a long way will be hitting it a long way this week. I'm putting a lot of emphasis on approach shots from 100 yards to 150 yards. And as you said, Paul, making plenty of putts and plenty of birdies, par 4 scoring in particular as well. Anything from you to add there, Tom?
No, I think the altitude, like you say, is an important one. Like you say, those guys, I think, looking back at past winners, those guys, it's not necessarily the big bombers that win here. It's the guys that are sort of a bit more accurate off the tee, because everyone's going to be having a look, like you say, within that sort of 150 yard range. I mean, Bryson won it here in the past, but that was sort of before he got on the roids and bulked up. And the one other factor that I will be taking into consideration is the nightlife. Who is here for a party, live up the Vegas lifestyle, and who's here to actually play golf?
Nice. Yeah, so Martin Laird won last year, but then Matt Wolff came second. So there's two very different players. Kevin Na the year before. Kevin Na, 2-time winner here. Anyway, watch out. I reckon we'll hear a little bit more about Kevin Na shortly. Shall we start? I'll start with myself, eh?
Yeah.
I'm the winner.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm just going to start placing my bets as you talk, so I get the best price before all the loyal listeners slam.
Don't forget, good friend of the cut line, Phil Tatarangi, picked up a PGA Tour victory in this tournament. So,
and I think his 26 or 28 under or something.
Yeah.
Man, that would be fun. I just want to
have that many birdies in your life, Paul?
No.
Imagine doing it over 4 days and getting paid.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd have to think 26 under. He's probably had at least 35 birdies that weekend.
Oh, yeah. Was there birdie bonus on that tournament? Yeah.
Wow. Killed the TAB if there was. Anyway, my best bet this week, I'm going with Sam Burns again at $23. I was very close to tipping Abe Ancer, but got a feeling that we might see Sam Burns record back-to-back wins here. We haven't seen it for a while on the tour, but he has got the form. Against the field, he ranks inside the top 22 in strokes gained total, tee to green, ball striking, approach, and putting. On tour last year, he ranked 30th in strokes gained approach, 9th in putting, 5th in birdie average, and 25th in approach from 100 to 125 yards, and 12th in par 4 scoring. He's won twice in his last 12 starts with another 3 top 10s. He is probably one of the hottest players on tour right now. So I will go 10 to win at $23, $15 top 5 at around the $7 mark. These are odds still to be confirmed. Our traders are trying to get them up as we speak. And a $20 on a top 10 at stand by. Burns at around $4.50. Tom, yours please.
Well, funny you mentioned Abraham Answer, because he is going to be my best bet this week. Hopefully I don't put the curse on him. But he looks to set up pretty well here. And based on his form last year, he's actually 4th here. Over the last year, he's been 5th in driving accuracy on tour, 20th in birdie average, which is important here, and inside the top 30 on strokes gained tee to green. So Big Abe is one of the more consistent guys out there, and I think he can do the business for me this week. So I'm going to have 10 on him to win. I think he's currently paying about, where are we here? Apologies. Outright betting, he is at 26s. That's juicy. I'll have 10 on him to win, 10 on him top 5, and 10 on him top 10.
Nice. Paul.
I'm going to go with, I'm taking a horses for courses approach this week. And my best bet is Kevin Na at $26. Kevin's won this tournament twice and finished runner-up as well. He, back in 2020 and 2011, he was a winner. And 2016, he finished runner-up. Last season, he was well in contention before a final round 5 over par 76. So he really does like this course. And because of that fact, I'm sticking with Kevin Na at $26.
Very nice. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out my own little process here. My mid-tier, I am going for one of Paul's in the past, Siwoo Kim at $34. He tends to play well here at Summerlin, another horses for courses approach. In 16 rounds here, he's 50 under par. Hasn't had a score over par before. He was T8 last season and T15 2 years ago. In his first 2 starts this season, he finished T8 last week and T11 at the Fortinet Championship. Before that, had a T29 and a T2. In his last 5 starts, he has gained strokes in 3 of 5 tournaments putting, 4 of 5 around the green, 5 of 5 in approach, and 3 of 5 off the tee. Against the field, he ranks 18th tee to green, 20th off the tee, and 5th around the green. So I'll have $10 on Siwoo to win at 34s and $10 on a top 10 at $6.50. Tom.
Very nice. I'm going to go with a man in form here, and I say man in form because he shot a 64 in the final round last week at Sanderson, and that is Henrik Norlander. Usually putting is not a strong point, but over the last 5 tournaments, he's had 4 of them where he's actually gained strokes putting. And last week, he gained 8 strokes on the field on approach last week. Like we said, I think if you can get it in play, the approach game here this week will be pretty important. So I'm happy to have a spec on Henrik Norlander. I'm going to have 5 on him to win at $81, and I'm going to have 10 on him top 20 at around the $5 to $6 mark.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned I'm taking $10 to win on Kevin Na, $20 for a top 5 finish. For my mid-tier pick, I'm going with Patton Kaziah at $81. He comes in with some fair form. He was tied 28th at the Fortinet Championship. He has had form on this course as well. He finished runner-up back in 2016. It was 4th in 2018. Last season, he shot in the 60s all 4 rounds. So it's a course that does suit him. And at the price, I think he's worth a go. So Patton Kaziah at $81. I'm going to take $10 to win and $10 for a top 10.
Nice. For my roughie, not a name that we're probably too familiar with, Hank Libbiota at $151. Sounds like a guy who should be 47. He's only 27, I found out.
There's a bit of ageism going on today from
parents. His parents don't like him, clearly. Hank, who calls a kid Hank?
Quite a few Americans.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The great Hank Haney. Anyway, sorry. I'm off track and probably offending a lot of people. I'm sorry. Hank, he managed 3 back-to-back top 10s near the end of last season. Although he did miss a cut last week, he gained strokes and approach and driving distance, which are key here. He ranks in the top 33 strokes gained total, short game approach, and putting, all against the field. I think he just needs to put it all together. So I will go $5 to win at 151s and $10 top 20 at around the $7 mark. Tom, your roughie?
My roughie, I'm going to sort of follow the same theme as last week, and that's look towards a Corn Ferry sort of player making his way on tour. There's a guy who actually tied 17th at the Sanderson last week, sorry. That's Taylor Moore. I think he was 4th on the Order of Merit on the Corn Ferry Tour last year with 11 top 10s and 1 win on the Corn Ferry. Last year he ranked top 25 in driving accuracy and 10th in green and regulation. And last week he actually gained strokes in the field in all categories. So I think he comes in with good form and is a good rough chance. So I'm going to have 5 on him to win at $126. 5 on him top 10 at around the $10 mark, and 10 on him top 20 at around the $4 to $5 mark as well.
Very nice. And Paul, your roughie?
My roughie is Ryan Moore at $126. Once again, he's another one who has shown form here. Won it back in 2012. Has had 2 top 10s here as well. Was 13th in 2020. I know he's not on the best of form, but the best way to get back into form is to return to a course where you feel comfortable. And I think Ryan will feel very, very comfortable at TPC Summerlin. So I'm going to take him $10 for a win at 126 and $10 for a top 10.
Here's a little kicker for you too, and Ryan Moore. When you look at the field, he has gained the most strokes. He is 9th in terms of most strokes gained in the field at TPC Summerlin. There you go, 19.18 in his career. Webb Simpson is the top at 32 strokes gained. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. With you.
Thanks. Okay. Let's go to a first round bet. I'm going to go top 5 after the first round, and Abraham Answer at $11. I will put $10 on Abe there. Tom?
I'll go with my midi, Henrik Norlander. Again, like I said, just coming off last round 64, take that momentum into this week, and he is paying $21 to be in the top 5 after the first round. So I'll just have I'll have 10 on him, top 5 at 21s.
Paul?
First round top 5, Abraham Answer, $10 at 11.
Can't catch me if you keep copying me.
The other bets would suggest that I'm not copying you.
And let's finish with a prop bet. I am going for a three-leg tournament
Match bet.
Tournament match bet multi. First leg, Sam Burns to beat Brooks Koepka at $2. Kevin Na to beat. Sorry, I've lost my
Harris English
at $1.87, and Siwoo Kim to beat Jason Kokrak at $1.87. I'll put $10 on that, and I'm getting $6.99 for those 3 legs. Tom, yours, please.
Well, mine's very similar, mate. I have got Burns to beat Koepka as well at $2. I think that's a fantastic price. Koepka looked like he was playing well at the Ryder Cup, but still under an injury cloud. And I think that whole he's in Vegas, here to party. He'll have the missus here, and they'll be out every night. And Burns is a man in form, so happy to take him at $2. As we've already said, Kevin Na is a great bet this week. I'm taking him to beat Harris English, and my man Abraham Answer over Webb Simpson. So that's a pretty similar looking multi. I'm going to have $20 on that 3-leg multi at odds of $6.65.
Very nice. I like that one. And Paul, where are you going?
Nice and easy. I'm going to take my Roughie for a top 20 finish. That's Ryan Moore for a top 20 finish. He's paying $8.50 for a top 20 finish. I'm going to have $20 on that.
I like that.
Nice.